What's going on, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Coos Ballroom. And before I get started, what I wanted to talk about today and answer you guys' questions from the past week or so, I just have one thing I want to talk about and get off my chest. As many of you know, I am a Derrick Rose fan, as you can tell by the jersey that I'm wearing. And he recently signed with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he had a decent game yesterday. He had a pretty good game yesterday. And now, not only are his stands coming out, but his haters and whatever you want to call them are also coming out. And I know that I have a lot of Derrick Rose fans who follow me and watch my videos because I talk about Derrick Rose. I'm one of the few people that you'd say talks about basketball, writes about basketball, that talks about Derrick Rose and gives you an objective opinion on him. So I know I have a lot of Rose fans out there, which is the one reason why I wanted to talk about this right now. I'm sorry for all those Rose fans out there, but I'm trying to make this time the last time I ever talk about Derrick Rose, because what I'm seeing, I won't be a part of it. I saw today and yesterday, these guys who call themselves NBA Twitter coming at people on Twitter personally, in their personal life, coming at them as a man because they're a fan of Derrick Rose. This is a game, people. This is basketball. And just because you have a check mark, you think gives you a right to come at people for being a fan of a player? And these people also talk like these people who still root for Derrick Rose and are a fan of him deserve, have to give an explanation of why. Many of these people were fans before he got the injury, so they're just being loyal to a guy. And there are also people on NBA Twitter who constantly talk about how bad he is, talk about him more than anybody else who's a fan of him do, talk about how bad Derrick Rose is, but then when he does good, come out and openly say, when he does good, I'm still going to say he played bad and still not talk about it because simply I don't like him as a person. Which, isn't that, how professional is that? So I'm trying my hardest to make this my last time talking about Derrick Rose ever, because one, I won't be a part of seeing people and trying to defend people. I just won't be a part of it, dude. The fact that you have to come at people personally because they're a fan of a guy in a game is just insane. I won't be a part of it. I'm trying to make this seriously my last time talking about it. Now, sorry for all my Rose fans out there. I'll still retweet stuff about him, any stats that I see that are interesting or anything like that. But I'm seriously trying to make this last time because I'm not going to be a part of something like that. Okay, I'm sorry about that whole little rant. That went a little bit longer than expected. But yes, I'm still going to talk about your guys' questions and talk about the Pistons coming up right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into some of the questions that you guys asked me over the past week or so. Okay, our first question comes from Jay, who commented under the Piston Powered article and said, "Koo, how is Blake or the Pistons going to recruit anybody other than a mid-level free agent? They don't have any cap space. In terms of cap space, they are flat broke. Blake's contract, along with Drummond, screwed this team over and ensured they'll be stuck in Averageville for the next 4 years, possibly longer." Well, Jay, I answered this in my last video. One of the fans asked me if Blake can recruit free agents to the Pistons, and that's why I made the title of the video, because that seemed like to be the big major thing. And as I said in that video, it's not going to happen. I mean, unless we do some kind of thing that we get Reggie's contract off the books, or we move Andre and Reggie and it's just Blake, and then Blake's trying to recruit. You're right, we have no cap space to do that at all. So unless we do he has a trade, we go after someone and trade, and they know Blake Griffin, they want to play with Blake, then I guess maybe that. But in terms of free agency, unless we make some kind of big move with one of our bigger contracts, you're right, we have no cap space at all to do such a thing. And he literally has no chance, or even he has no chance to do so anyways because of our cap space, so you're right. I also saw this conversation underneath my Pistons article in the comment section between Tim and HGB, and they're pretty much talking about whether tanking and just purposely losing is the best way for the Pistons to go, and they had a little bit of an argument about it. My opinion personally on tanking, I don't think it has a place in the NBA. I don't think it should be used or even talked about. I can't stand the word tanking, and I can't stand teams that actually go through it. The 76ers went through a pretty bad rebuild, constant years of purposely sucking over and over and over and over. Constant years of sucking, and that's just not, first of all, not right to the fan base, to make a fan base want to watch that and then expect them to buy tickets. It's just not right. Also, if you have some management and a GM and president of basketball operations, whatever you want to call that, whose solution to things is tanking, I can go out there and purposely lose, just go get a bunch of bums and purposely lose. Anybody can do that. So why, that doesn't take any skill, it doesn't take any professionalism, does nothing. Anybody can do that. So if you have a GM that does that, do you even really have a GM at all? If you're a GM and you're purposely tanking, what kind of GM are you really? For real. I'm looking at ownership that would allow such a thing. If you can't be a GM and rebuild using trades, free agency, and getting the low-key players, the ones that complement your best players, who are one of the biggest ways to win, get the right key players and surround them with the right players. if you can't do that, you shouldn't be a GM in this league. Anybody can go out there and tank. If you have no skills to be able to find the right players to build your team around, and they don't have to be superstars. Like, you can still be a mid-level team and get better and get better. Because look, I don't know if you guys have seen, but Kawhi, Giannis, Jimmy Butler, there's all kinds of players you can hit on the draft later in the draft. But if you're not a competent GM to do good enough scouting and know who to draft, then you shouldn't be the GM in this league. Tanking should not be in this league at all. It shouldn't even be talked about. And no, I don't want the Pistons to even come close to whiffing at tanking. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next question, shall we? Alright, the next question that also came underneath my Piston Powered article in the comment section was from Jens, who said, I haven't read anything from you regarding the current situation with the Griffin trade. Do you believe a new GM could assemble a team around Jackson, Griffin, and Drummond, or is this a hopeless case? First off, me personally, I've been on the record saying that I think Stan Van Gundy should be here next year and should be given a chance to try and make this thing work. And yes, I do believe that there is some kind of way for you to build around two big men and a point guard. What's the way that the NBA is going right now with, where are they shooting the ball from? The 3-point line. So you should probably just get a bunch of shooters around them so you can kind of like space the floor out and not, start Ish Smith and possibly even Stanley Johnson or, anybody like that. You should probably just get shooters around them. Maybe, just maybe that might work. But I do believe that probably one of these players will have to be traded, and I do believe that it has to be Reggie Jackson. And this is why. I mean, I understand the Pistons looked really good earlier in the year, and who knows how good they would have been. Reggie Jackson was playing great. Team was playing great around him. Everything was looking great, but how far do we really expect to go as Reggie Jackson as our point guard? Like, it depends what your aspirations are. Like, if you're thinking about going to Eastern Conference Finals and challenging to get to the finals, then maybe you could do that with Reggie Jackson as your point guard, depending on the pieces around him and Blake and Andre, but I'm hesitant to believe that that could happen. Part of the reason why I believe that does have to do with his skill level and how good he actually is. But another part of it is he's single-handedly ruined the Pistons season, not on purpose, obviously, but him going down and getting injured have ruined the Pistons' last 2 seasons. If he doesn't get hurt, who knows what we're looking at right now? Because everyone, by the way, likes to talk about Stan Van Gundy's not doing a good job. I mean, well, we got to the playoffs one year, we looked really good, and then the next year, we had no chance to elevate and get better because Reggie Jackson was out from the start of the season all the way till like January, February. So it's not like we had like a chance to improve and actually take advantage of how good we were the year before. And then this year, we actually looked good, and Stan Van Gundy looked like he was doing a great job, which many fans seem to forget, that we looked pretty good when Reggie was here, and as soon as Reggie went down, if I was the GM, I would be looking to trade Reggie because I already wasted 2 years with this guy, and he can't stay healthy, which once again, it's not his fault. Injuries happen, but I can't take a chance on another year of 1, losing a season, and 2, getting me fired because fans are out there forgetting what we look like and like losing all narrative that Reggie is hurt, and when he's good, we've looked good. But I can't keep losing seasons because the guy keeps getting hurt, and I can't trust that he's not going to get hurt because it's already been 2 straight seasons gone just because he went down. So if I was Stan Van Gundy, I would probably be looking to try to upgrade the point guard position or at least get a backup option that is better than Ish Smith and be looking to trade Reggie throughout the next year, try to get his trade value a little higher, and as soon as his trade value gets a little bit higher and he starts playing well, I ship him out of there before he has a chance of either 1, getting hurt, or 2, playing worse. Because I have to either 1, get this contract off, and 2, I don't trust that he's not going to get injured. So I'd be looking to trade Reggie. The next question comes from underneath the YouTube video itself on my YouTube channel, Coos Ballroom. Check it out, everybody. But it comes from Big Marv Madison, who says, probably an obvious question, will SVG be released from both GM and coaching duties this season? And who do you see next in line as far as GM and coach next year if this all goes down? Like I said earlier in the video, I do not believe that Stan Van Gundy is going to be fired. And if I'm Tom Gores, if I'm going to let you make this trade for Blake, I'm going to at least give you a year with the right team to see how far he can go, because he's been playing with Ish Smith without probably their 2nd or 3rd best player in Reggie Jackson. So it's not really fair to Stan to let him make the trade and then fire him before he even gets a chance to see what it looks like with his starting point guard. So no, I don't think Stan's going to be fired. And the last question comes from Cerebral Cortec Reviews, who says, if Stan is fired, who are some good candidates? And Cerebral, I really don't know. I'm not going to answer your question and act like I do know about that. I mean, there's obvious answers out there like David Fizdale, Mark Jackson possibly, but I don't know who or what Tom Gores is looking to do. It all depends on, like, if you fire Stan, where are you going moving forward? Are you looking to rebuild? Are you looking to try and make this team currently work? Are you looking to trade one of the big 3 and Andre, Blake, and Reggie? So many things go into it. I would have no clue on what Tom Gores is thinking about doing if he were to fire Stan. we'd have to wait till then. That's it for this edition of Coos Ballroom. I thank you guys for watching the video and supporting me. Go ahead and check out Piston Powered. Follow Piston Powered on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at NBA. As always, I'll put right up here for you guys. And also, check out my YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit me up with the thumbs up down below if you're checking this out on my YouTube channel. Go ahead and check out my channel. If you like it, hit the subscribe button for me. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to hear your questions heard in this video, go ahead and comment below in my YouTube comment section. Or you guys can check out the Piston Powered article if you guys are seeing it from here. Go ahead and comment below there. Or you guys can always tweet either Piston Powered or my Twitter at NBA with the question #CoosBallroom. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for checking out this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out Piston Power like I've been saying. And I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys have a great day. See you guys.